Ain't Talking About Love.
Yeah.
That melody.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That was Dave. And Jamie's Crying. That was the the guitar melody.
Yeah.
From what I understand, I wasn't there, but that was Dave.
An all-new episode of The Jeremy White Show.
Available wherever you stream.
Every song is specific,
Okay.
and you want to decorate the song with the appropriate, if it's a
Frosting.
guitar, frosting, very good. And if I'm going to be working on a song with a vocalist, it's a whole different brain muscle than
Right.
an performing an instrumental song. Of course, there's similarities. A melody is a melody,
Right.
But when a singer is singing, the guitar. If there's going to be a vocal on a track, I'm definitely looking at that dimension of what I'm going to contribute.
Okay.
What was the writing process like with you and David Lee Roth? Because I listen to some of those songs and it's like, one of my favorite songs is Stand Up. And I always felt like that was sort of like Def Leppard excitable, inspired, kind of like groovy, kind of fun jam song. But the riff on that is so cool. Like that could be a Steve Vai solo song, but then you got Dave on that with that hooky, catchy chorus. And I'm just curious, like, what was the writing process for something like that?
Well, Dave had a process that he was comfortable with, and it wasn't too unconventional. And basically, I would write riffs, or the guys would come in with riffs and sometimes full songs. Usually, what I would do is demo like a song, very simply, maybe with the band, and then or somebody might, like you mentioned Stand Up. That was written by Brett Tuggle. He came in with the keyboard part, and I created a guitar part for it.
Yeah.
But and then Dave would take it. Dave would listen, and there was something similar that I noticed in him as when I was working with Ozzy. And that's that these guys know what they like and what's right for them, and they know what they don't like and don't want, and that's refreshing because, you're not messing around with anything. And I was in Dave's band, so I wanted to make music that he felt comfortable, writing his lyrics on and stuff. And he was a great instinctual kind of a songwriter for his style, because you present a song and he'd listen to it, and maybe he'd change some things or make some, with the band, why don't we try this, or go to this here. But usually it was laid out, and then he would take a cassette of the song and go for a ride in his really cool Panama car.
In the Panama car. Has to be the Panama car.
Yeah.
Right.
The red one.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah. And he would have his driver, and he'd just drive around and write lyrics to listening to the music and write the lyrics.
So you guys would make a music bed for him, and then he'd try and apply melody and lyric to it.
Yeah, that's pretty much the process.
Wow. Because I think about that. I'm like, I can't see Dave sitting in the studio and say, like, oh, yeah, that's a cool guitar riff. Let's turn that into a song. Like, it's interesting that you say you went in.
He does that. He did that, too.
Yeah?
There was one song, Damn Good, that was on Skyscraper. That was a riff that I had, and I wasn't even going to play it for him because I didn't think he'd be interested in it at all, because and because it was something I was earmarking for a solo record, and I played it for him, and he goes, "What is that?" Let's work on that, So I was like,
wow.
Great. I didn't think you'd like that, and he said something funny. I'm trying to remember.
He goes, that's damn good.
Don't something to the effect, because everything he said, well, not everything, but he was pretty witty. He said, don't blame me for not putting a song on my record because you wanted to put it on your record. Something like that, And so that was a surprise, and he took that and he wrote a beautiful lyric, and he would also make certain suggestions, like, for instance, Ain't Talking About Love.
Yeah.
That melody.
Yeah.
That was Dave. And Jamie's Crying. That was the the guitar melody.
Yeah.
from what I understand, I wasn't there, but that was Dave.
According to Dave.
According to Dave.
And Ted Templeman.
And Ted
Yeah.
Temple. Well, there you go. You got to love Ted.
Yeah, Ted's not going to lie.
An all-new episode of The Jeremy White Show.
Available wherever you stream.